in your hotel?
Oh yeah, I go. I try out different cafes. I love going to. I love the experience of a cafe. Being able to go sit there for a little bit, just to experience, I don't know, the energy, I guess you'd say, and the different types of cups of coffees that they have. There's a spot, me and Brett Kulak is also a huge coffee guy.
Oh.
He makes his own coffee on the plane, like on flights.
Seriously?
Yeah.
So how does he do
and
that?
And
He
it's
just
amazing because it smells fantastic.
Right. So does he grind the coffee fresh there too, the whole bit?
Yeah. He does all of
that
it.
smell.
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah. And but we went to it's called Devotion in New York, and it was one of the best coffees I've ever had.
Wow. So other than that, like, is there a favorite spot or like one that maybe you went through during the playoffs or anything recently that left a mark with you?
Right now, like in Edmonton, I'd say Colombian is my favorite cup of coffee right now. I've been there a handful of times. I spent a good amount of money on coffees over there.
Okay. Thank you for entertaining me on that.
When Kulak breaks out all his equipment, are guys like laughing or are they groaning? Like, what is it?
When he brings out the coffee?
Yeah.
Some guys are laughing. But like it kind of helps the smell of the
stench of the dirt of the players. Yes.
Yeah, especially when it's a 6-hour flight, right? It's nice to get them, brewing some coffee.
Is there anybody who says, okay, Brett, if you're going to do that, you're brewing me one too, like you have?
I've tried, but so he's pretty smart with it because he grinds just enough for him.
Sorry guys, would love to.
But. So it's great for him, but I sit right behind him actually. So every time he brews it, I'm kind of peeking over. I'm like, hey, like, did you bring enough for me today?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, man. I should have.
Yeah, that's right. Next time.
True veteran.
Sure.
Yeah, true veteran. Yeah.
So last question: is it an AeroPress that he uses, or what does he bring on the plane with him?
I think you're right. I think it is an AeroPress. His wife actually got it for him for one of his birthdays, I think 2 years ago, because he's had it for 2 years, I believe. But yeah, I can tell you exactly, but
That's fine.
He does good though.
Stuart, I just wanted to say, like, as we talk about the series, I have great admiration for you. We have, I tell people who go into media and they're going to be on social media that the thing you have to understand about choosing this life is that everyone's going to see your best days and everybody's going to see your worst days, and you have to be prepared to deal with that. I have huge admiration for the way you've handled it. I think your interviews with Gene and even one with Emily Kaplan, like, they were fantastic. And
thank you.
I think I think a lot of people out there really, they really identify with how you don't hide. Whether it's up or it's down, like, you're out there and you're telling everybody what you think.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you to say. I've been working really hard on that, through my whole career playing hockey. I think it's, goes back to even junior days. I think it's life too. Not everything is sunshine and rainbows. Everyone can attest to that. I think you guys can attest to that. So it's been a lot of work to being able to kind of be where I'm at now. I think it's important for me to have that integrity of, owning what's going on. Sometimes I don't play great, sometimes I do. And I think it's better if I just own that than, pretend. That way I'll actually get better from it.
When you said, I think it was after the Game 5 in Vegas, that you had a feeling of peace going into all of that. What does that feel like? Because the position of goaltending, none of that appears peaceful.
No, it's a very stressful job. I think for me in that moment, I strive to, find that sort of peace every game that I play. Now, it doesn't always happen. But yeah, I think in that moment, if I look back on that game, it was really just a sense of peace, and that's more so just a feeling of that calmness that, win or lose, we're gonna be all right. How I'm playing, I was very grounded throughout that whole day. I wasn't too worried, wasn't overthinking things, and I think that's kind of where I found my peace. Again, that doesn't always happen. It's easy to overthink, especially as a goalie.
Remember Braden Holtby? He always had the routine, like, when he gave up a goal, he would flick the water bottle and focus on a drop. Like, even if you're away from the rink, is there something that is sort of like your comfort zone? This is where I go when I need to be grounded?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. My family. I mean, my two boys and my wife, they give me the most comfort. Absolutely. Even days where we're playing, like I remember last series playing against Dallas. I think it was game 2. That day, I needed to FaceTime them really quick before I got on the bus, just so that I can, feel some comfort, because I was nervous that day. So yeah, they give me a ton of comfort. I always tell my wife that too. And after games, especially like game 2, or like days you're going home the next day after a flight or after a game, sorry. And you're just like, I can't wait to see you guys. I can't wait to be back home and be back in life.
Do you think, like, years ago, would you have done something like that on a game day, or would you have thought then, like, I've got to be just almost only like a FaceTime with family?
Yeah, years ago, I would not have done that. I think if you go back to me playing in Wichita, East Coast, I would have been a serious, very strict on routine. I have to nap for this amount of time and all that. I will say what's really helped is having a kid. It changes things, right? Because he needs you more. If he wakes up from his nap and mom's not there, you can't just be like, no, like, I'm gonna leave you. I gotta do my own thing. It's, you gotta go get him, you gotta feed him, take care of him, change his diaper. So, I think having kids has been the best thing for me, because it's kept me very adaptable through these past years.
Here's my last question. How differently does this team play in front of you now? Because it looks different.
Yeah. I think, again, it's clear to see that. It's so visual. The work that they're putting in right now, the discipline, the fight to block shots, the grind around our net, the scrums, just the willing to battle, the willing to do anything we can to win a game, I think is huge. And to be honest, that can be tough to do when there's 1 second left and we're up 3-0 and Freddie blocks a shot. And that just shows you right there, like, he didn't have to block that shot. It was 1 second left. We knew we won the game. So it just shows the commitment to the guys and how much love we have for each other.
Okay, thanks once again to Stuart Skinner for lending us his time. 2 days off now before game number 3 from Florida. A chance for everybody to shift from northern Alberta down to South Florida. So we wish Elliot safe travels, the whole crew, everybody making their way down to Sunrise. We will talk to you again post game 3 on Tuesday morning.